Alright, so this is a vlog, just on another vlog for Napalm 2009's channel, but what I wanted to do, man, because, and today is not even really a good day to vlog or blog. Like, I'm not, in the best of moods to kind of even be on camera right now, but, you know what, man, I was going through some videos, and, and I was thinking about what Ye said, Kanye West, what he said about slavery. How he said slavery is a choice. And also I was going through some other videos about how, like, the 4th of July, how, you know, black people celebrate it and we wasn't even free and stuff like that. So I want to get out, man, my little piece real quick on how I feel about slavery and how I feel about that little 4th of July. I'm going to do the 4th of July first because that's a little bit more easier and accessible to get to. How I feel about the 4th of July, to me, it was never about celebrating independence. Actually, none of these holidays were really about any of the stuff I was told. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the holidays about were, to me, was another time for me to see my family, another time for me to get to see, like, that aunt or that uncle or that cousin that I never got a chance to see. As a kid growing up, I never really thought about, like, 4th of July as, yeah, guys, you know, we're all independent. And, yeah, nah, I never even thought, I won't say I didn't care, I just never thought about it. Like, to me, like, the 4th is just a great time to, like I said, kick it, you know what I'm saying, and be around the folks that you aren't normally around, you know what I'm saying. So it's real tough when you get people who kind of get like a mixed opinion on who you are, or they get like a mixed opinion on you know, how they feel about you, because they like, I mean, you celebrate the 4th of July, and I'm like, nah, it's just a family thing. I'm not celebrating because it's the 4th. I'm celebrating because I get to be around my, you know, my grandma, or, you know, whoever's throwing the gig. So yeah, man, it's not about the, you know, all the background history and all that stuff. I feel like history is a double-edged sword. I feel like history gets us in a lot of trouble because people automatically assume that the history is involved in whatever is going on today. And I don't think that's always the case, folks. But yeah, that's how I feel about that 4th thing. To me, it was deeper than just, don't get me wrong, you know, history is what we live on, and history is what built, you know, this country that we live in, and history is what is the background to what we do, you know what I'm saying, every day. Like, if you just did something and, you know, somebody wants to know who you are as a person, they look at your history and they look at all the things that you did. Like, if you know, want to get a job, well, that's what the resume is. You know, the resume is primarily your history. They look at what you did as a person. They say, oh, okay, he's a computer, this and that. You know how to handle Windows, Macs. You know how to run diagnosis on Linux. All right, great. You know, that's your resume. That's your history. But you could now you want to be a nurse. You know what I'm saying? That's why history can be such a double-edged sword. It can help or hurt you. Because if you want to be a nurse now, your history in computers is not going to help you become a nurse. You might want to change up your entire, you know, field of work. You know what I'm saying? So what does computer history have to do with becoming a nurse? That's why I say it can be double-edged. So, you know, sometimes, you know, we want to change things, but history gets in the way and says, no, because you dealt with this for 100 years, and now you can't change it because it's already embedded into your destiny, and blah, blah, blah. But history, man, is deep. But nah. So that's how I feel about the whole history thing. Like I said, I mean, that's how I felt about the whole 4th of July thing. I didn't want to, you know, drag it out too much, but dude, like, the holidays, like, the majority of it, it never really even mattered to me even what the holiday was. I mean, obviously there's different reasons and there's different little, you know, feelings, and there's different people, different religions associated within all of these holidays. You know what I'm saying? Like Easter and Christmas and Thanksgiving. It's different reasons and all that stuff, but I never really cared too much about it because it never had anything to do with me. You know what I'm saying? Never like directly affected me that pilgrims were found or that pilgrims were fed. It didn't matter. I'm not gonna say it sucks, or I'm not gonna say it don't matter, but it just didn't matter to me because I wasn't fed. Like if it was like my folks that was found on that day, I would celebrate. Or if it was like my dad was old Saint Nick or whatever it's supposed to be, then I would care. But these are imaginary things to me because I don't really, it didn't affect my life. Like there was like a story that somebody told me, like, yeah, there's a Santa Claus. And I believed in Santa Claus as a kid like every other kid did. If you had an imagination as a kid, you believed in Santa Claus. You know, as a kid, you're in a hurry to get to the things that you can't see because you believe it's there. You want to use the energy. You want to be excited about it. But, you grow up, you say, well, I mean, I kind of see why as I grew into a teen, what the holiday was didn't matter. What mattered was, where were we going? You know what I'm saying? Whose house was we going over? What kind of food am I bringing? What kind of music am I bringing? I'm looking forward to having a good time. So I'm not really into the holiday itself per se. I'm not really into it. I'm really only into who's going to be there. Is it going to be a good time? If my car's down, am I going to get a ride? Or do I got to ride there, ride back? That's pretty much it. It's not even a big deal, you know what I'm saying, about the holiday itself. So when people see black people celebrating, don't look at them as, they go those stupid monkeys again. No, they having a good time, dude. They probably not even thinking about, I'm not going to say everybody ain't, but dude, they probably not even thinking about whatever you think they're thinking about. They're not even thinking about, who was a slave and, who was free in those days. Because like I said, I keep hearing that we weren't even free to celebrate. You know what I'm saying? But it's deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, if we had to go back in history, every time we made a move, like we wouldn't be doing barely anything. You know what I'm saying? Like if we had to go back in time in history, every time something happened, every time we wanted to do something, there'd be barely anything to do. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to say that. That's about the 4th of July thing. This just me personally. I'm just more excited. Like, it's good to know the history behind what made these American holidays or what made these American celebrations, like Independence Day, Labor Day. It's good to know that stuff. But the bigger picture is getting to see all your folks, man. You know what I'm saying? The bigger picture is being able to hang out with those families that you did not see or that you rarely get a chance to see. You know what I'm saying? And now, us as black people or us as cultured people should come up with our own celebrations and holidays. So we ain't got to get a white man what a white man told us to celebrate. Whatever, man. I don't want to get deep into it. But like I said, it's more about your family. Fuck the history shit. What's going on right now today? Now I want to get into that slave job. And it shouldn't take that long either because I had a rather simple setup for it. Now, Ye said slavery was a choice. It's almost, when Ye said slavery was a choice, that's like today. I feel like it is right now today. Because a lot of what we do today is a choice too. A lot of what we do today is a choice as well. Like a lot of the hardships and times that we go through is a choice. Like a lot of people say Trump is an ass. He don't deserve to be in office. Who put him there? If when we vote, you know what I'm saying, if all this voting that we doing is actually making a difference, and if it's our votes that puts our president in office, then didn't we put him there? He's changing laws, deporting people, then taking back the deportation rule. He's just going crazy. People wondering what's going on. He's making a lot of decisions that aren't really good for the country, but who put him there? You know what I'm saying? Like, who put Trump in office? Like, I could have sworn that you had to vote for a president. So we gotta kind of like, it's kind of like that is like, like right now, right? Like, let's say like we hate, or let's say, okay, like for instance, I was looking at a chart. for minimum wage in every state that's needed in order to survive. A lot of people say the chart is bullshit. A lot of people say the chart is hogwash. It don't really make any sense. A lot of people say, you know what? You know, you can survive if you learn how to budget, if you learn how to put your money here, put your money there. You can definitely afford to stay in an apartment, pay your utilities off, keep gas in your car, you know, have a little insurance, and have pocket money, but you just got to learn how to budget, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people saying that, and that's very true. But check this out. Now, I looked at the chart, and I did budgeting, and I found out you can stay afloat if you had a job paying a little bit more, like $1 or more than minimum wage. You can stay afloat. But who wants to live like that? You know what I'm saying? Who wants to just stay afloat? If you grow accustomed to just staying afloat, your life is over. I mean, that's just my opinion. Your life is over because you're not living. You're just surviving. You're just in a boat, and you got, you nailed a plank over a hole, and there's no water coming in the boat as of now, but eventually some water's gonna start seeping in because that plank is nailed there. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're just staying afloat instead of going to buy a whole new boat. You know what I'm saying? And then you get a bigger boat so you can fit more people. And then you get an even bigger boat so that you can start, carrying food over, across borders and things. You start making money with your boat. You think, you know what I'm saying? You don't just stay stagnant. You don't just stay in one spot. But anyway, yeah, man, I feel like kind of how it is today because, like I said, I could never imagine the pain. I could never imagine the losses. I could only try to vividly see, you know what I'm saying, how deep and how fucked up slavery, how grimace and greasy slavery was for women, women being, sexualized inappropriately, children being sexualized inappropriately, men being sexualized inappropriately, being misfed, everything, man. I could never imagine. I fell on hard times, but I don't know if any of our hard times today can match slavery, man. Like I said, we going through big things too these days, as a culture especially. But I mean, just like physically, like just the direct physical impact of slavery. You know what I'm saying? Like it's bad today. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? People say there's a spike in the economy. I'm looking like where? You know what I'm saying? Like I got lucky. Cleveland is like it could be a here or it could be an either or city. You know what I'm saying? As far as Cleveland, but I mean, I've seen worse cities, and like I said, I'm not trying to say Cleveland is the best, but I see improvement, you know what I'm saying, and what it used to be throughout the years, you know what I'm saying? So, like, as far as, like, jobs and, as far as, like, economy, period, you know what I'm saying, you can tell, like, the city is starting to take care of itself a little bit better than what it used to, you know what I'm saying? But that slavery, though, it made me think about today. It made me think about how we all are cool. Like, if we really had problems with the government, man, I say this all the time. If we really had problems with the government, we could all go down to the White House. Everybody. I mean, not just one state, not just one Cleveland or one Detroit or one, New York, one LA, one Miami, not just one Georgia. Everybody could go down to the White House. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? And stay. You know what I'm saying? Up until we're heard. Like, if we had big issues with whatever laws that were affecting everybody as a country, and that's why I brought up minimum wage, people feel like we cannot survive off of it. And I agree to a certain extent, because who wants to just stay afloat? And see, I know that would be the first thing that somebody in office would say is, well, we give you enough to survive. But this is supposed to be America. This is supposed to be the land of opportunities and, the land of promises and the land of dreams. You know what I'm saying? So why are we just staying afloat and it's the land of dreams? Where's the rest of the money going? You know what I'm saying? But it's deep, though, because I think what Ye was trying to say was, like, we just got so used to a concept. He wasn't saying like, yeah, we chose to get whipped and, eat shit and eat fucking, pig guts and shit. I mean, nobody chooses to do shit like that. Like, I don't think that's how he meant it. I think what he meant was it's sort of like an example today. Like, all of us are complaining. All of us got all these different things to say. All of us got all these different opinions and everything. All these different things, but nobody's actually stepping foot, to the White House. Nobody's actually going to where, nobody's actually finding out who's responsible. And then, once we find out who's responsible, nobody's doing anything about it. It's like everything is forgotten, or everything is just blown over, or it's just that's just it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a choice for us to be not being paid enough. It's a choice for us to be dealing with the things that we deal with today, racially. Anyway, that's been the biggest problem. I feel like a lot of times we just be happy that the problem is gone, and then we think it's gone forever, but it resurfaces. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of times we should step up and we should try to make a difference in something as a group, as a unity. Not just one person. Like, I think about it like, if every last slave ever had to join together, right? And let's say they ran, I don't know if it was more white people than black, if they had more slave masters, or if they had more of them slave owners than slaves. But if I could imagine a whole field of slaves running up in that house, a whole field of slaves running up in that house, taking over, right? We're probably gonna lose a few slaves, because as soon as you see a mass of slaves running towards a house, they're gonna start shooting off shots, and that's bad. You don't want that. But what if the slaves had took over the not the White House, but the big house? What if the slaves had took over the big house? And all came together. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the slaves came together and took over the big house and said, this is ridiculous. We tired of being slaves like this. We people just like y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if they all took over that big house? And that's how I feel about today. I feel like, what if we all took over the White House? And this is just America, period. I don't mean just black Americans. I don't mean just, cultured Americans. I don't mean just, Caucasian Americans. I don't mean any of that. I mean just literally, like, we have to be a collective, though. It can't just be half America feel like this, half America feel like that. And that's been a lot of what's going on. Like, it really is a choice for us to be under the rule or under the thumb of our government. Like, we are under their thumb. And there's literally nothing we can do about it, because we don't want to do nothing about it. We good. We getting paid. We getting money. We getting by. And it's bullshit if you really want to think about the whole thing, because everybody knows, we deserve more. I'm not going to say some of us do, some of us don't. No, I'm going to break it down and say we deserve more. And if we were to lose that more at that point, that's when I would say, okay, you're right. Some of us don't really understand. There are those of us who do understand, though, and those of us who do understand need to be heard, and we need to speak for those who may understand, but they may not be able to speak. You know what I'm saying? But that's just how I felt. I just wanted to get that off. I wanted to use my channel just to, put my opinion on there, so I could listen to it later and see what kind of nonsense I put together to try to make my vision heard, make my vision understood on that holiday, and on that slavery was a choice thing. And I know that the slavery was a choice thing is pretty old, but I keep seeing it in my news feed, and I just, I figured why not put my thing on there. So, that's pretty much it. As usual, if you guys have any comments, leave them down below. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and click on that subscribe button. That'd be dope. If you want the notifications to whenever I put these vlogs up. I do different topics every so often. You never know what kind of topic I may pull up with. Sometimes I do games. Sometimes I do movies. I'm actually about to do a music review. I'm about to talk about the next couple albums that I just been the last couple albums that I just been listening to. Like, I listened to new Push, new Nas, new Bay and Jay, and I'm going to talk about how I feel about them. So y'all stay up, be cool, especially out here in this hot weather, and I'm gonna do the same. Deuces.